friends! I am back with my Honda Civic project, and today I'm going to fix something that has been bothering me ever since I got this car. I'm going to fix these super ugly headlights. But before I do that, I gotta finish what I started last time, because last time I was here I changed the timing belt on this car, but I forgot to order the drive belt, so I still have to install those. So let's get started by doing that, and then we'll get to the headlights. Now, one of the alternator bolts is at the underside of the car, so I do gotta jack it up real quick. Alright, got both belts in place. Now I actually wanted to go and do the headlights right away, but now that I got the car on jack stands, I might as well change the oil real quick. Now let's wait and let it drain for a sec. Alright, let's put this plug back in place, and then I'm gonna go and remove the oil filter, because I want this oil to stop dripping. By the way, the reason I'm putting the plug in first and then removing the oil filter is so I can put this bin under the filter when I'm removing it, because I don't want oil to get on my floor. And there's the old filter. All right, let's fill it up. Plop, plop, plop. Let's top it off. Just needs a little bit more. Oil's changed, and I think I just made this Civic really happy, because the oil used to be super black, just like the car itself. But now let's go and finally do the headlights. Now, I've never actually restored headlights myself, but I did get them done by a professional painter a few years ago on my Volvo, and I also got the taillights of this CRX done, and they still look perfect. So I decided to go to my painter and ask how he does it, so I'm just going to follow his instructions, and I will learn to do this myself today too. Now I will be sanding these headlights, but first I'm going to clean and degrease them so that this grease doesn't fill up my sanding sheet right away. Well, that looks good when they're wet. Now I am going to mask off the bumper just around the headlight to reduce the chance of me scratching the bumper when I'm sanding this headlight. Even though I am going to repaint this bumper or something, because it looks really bad. I think I'm going to need a new bumper. And by the way, You could also just remove your headlight, but I think it will be a bit easier to sand it while it's still in the car, because otherwise you'll have to both hold the headlight and sand it at the same time. So that's why I'm leaving it in place. This huge gap makes it a bit easier to mask this off. All good to go. Now let's get to sanding. Now I'm going to get started with, wait, this is annoying. I'm going to get started with some grit 400 and I'm going to wet sand it, and I am going to do this by hand. And I think that gives you a bit more feeling instead of doing it with a machine. I don't know if you get the point, but I like doing it by hand. That looks all nice and smooth. I did get rid of all these bits of peeling clear coat, I guess that's what it is. And now I'm going to go over it with some grit 800 and then some 1200 and some 2000. So that's my plan, but let's do 800 now. Now I must say it feels super wrong to go over your headlights with sanding sheet. But like I said, I asked my painter how to do this and he told me to do it like so. But it just feels wrong. But hopefully the results will prove me otherwise. Now on to step 3, and that's to sand it with grit 1200. Now what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to be a sanding machine. I sure feel like one, but this is very satisfying. Now I must say this is starting to look really nice, and now on to the 4th and final step before the paint, and that's grit 2000, and I'm really curious what it will look like. Starting to look really glass-like. That's pretty, it already looks a whole lot better than before, so I'm happy about that. You know what's funny? I got this car because I was so done with all of the sanding I had to do on my Volvo 850R project. And look what I'm doing now, 2 weeks into this project. But these headlights were really bothering me because they were so ugly. And I got a lot of comments saying I should fix the headlights, so I decided to tackle that first. Now I am done sanding, I think. But unfortunately I can't get to painting right away because I still have to sand the other headlight. So I'm gonna go and repeat the same process on the other side, and only then we can see the result. But it's really starting to look good, and like I said, it's already looking better than it used to, and I think the clear coat's really going to make it pop. This isn't the easy way to do this, but I like doing it that way, the hard way. Go away. And this is the result after sanding with grit 400. And as you can see, all of the yellowness is gone. So that's why it looks so good. Well, it doesn't, because you can't even really see through the light, but you get my point. And now that I'm working on the headlights, I really want to change the front bumper too. And I did get some comments that I should fix the license plate, but I kinda want to fix it after I got a new bumper, because otherwise it's not really necessary, I think, because it still looks like shit then. Headlights are all nice and sanded, and I'd love to paint them right away, but there's two things that I still gotta do, and I think it's a better idea to do them first, because I still gotta replace the spark plugs and the air filter, and I don't want to do that with freshly painted headlights. So let's do that right now, and then we can get to painting. Wow. Bye. And with all of that done, we can finally get to painting. But first we gotta do something else, because we gotta mask everything off, which is my favorite part. Great. I'm just going to cover up my ceramics as well. I don't think this is how you're supposed to do this. Civic's looking all spooky now. Now I gotta degrease those headlights once more, and then I'm going to repaint them. And for the painting, I'm going to use this Spray Max 2K clear coat. Well, as you've probably seen, this entire can exploded. And look at that. I think it's broken. So I can't finish these headlights. And now I gotta redo this one as well, because it looks shitty because of the exploding can. So I'm gonna go and try to find another bottle of clear coat later this weekend, and then hopefully I can go and finish it this week. Headlight does look very shiny though. I am back for my second attempt to repaint these headlights. Now, let me show you, because even though the spray can exploded, this one does look really good compared to the one I haven't done yet, of course. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand the one I painted a bit, because I'm going to use a different paint, because I'm a bit scared to use the same paint again. So I'm going to sand it a bit, because I don't know if I can put 2 layers of different paints over each other. So I'm going to get started by sanding the headlight I repainted already, and then we go and paint both of them at the same time. Now, this may be totally unnecessary, but I just like to play it safe. And like I said, I'm unsure if I can just put different kinds of paint over each other, because I've heard that they can react and give some bubbles or something. So I'd rather not risk that, and I think it will be a very small job to just sand it up again and then start all nice and fresh. That's it for the sanding. Now let's clean and degrease it, and then we can go for round 2 of painting. Let's clean the other one too, since it has been collecting dust for a week. Now this is what we're at after the second layer of clear coat, and as you can see, it's starting to look really nice and shiny. By the way, I totally forgot to mention it, but the first layer I applied, I did very thin just to slightly cover the surface, and then from the second layer and then the third layer I'll do in a sec, I do a bit thicker so that it's nice and smooth, if you get what I mean. Ta-da! Now this is the final result after 3 layers of clear coat, and I think it looks absolutely amazing considering how bad they looked before I started. Now, I did run into a little problem with the other headlight, because as you can see, you can still see the parts where the old layer of 2K clear coat used to be. So unfortunately I didn't sand that well enough. Now I can't fix that today because the clear coat has to harden out before I can sand it, but that's what I'm going to do later. Now luckily I can show you what it will look like if you do this correctly and your can of paint doesn't explode. But this is what you can expect when you're doing it like you're supposed to do and get a proper can of paint. Now I am a bit bummed out about the fact that I can't show you the final result today with both headlights done, but I am happy that I can show you what the headlight will look like if done correctly. So I will get to the other headlight later. I don't think it looks too bad, but of course I want it to look as close to perfect as I can. So I will redo it, but I can't include that in this video because I'll have to upload it in 2 days. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!